Crew chiefs right now are texting the guys around them. Let's see who's going to start up front and who they're going to start around. We just mentioned Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola on that front row. What about row number 2 and 3, guys? What stands out to you?
Well, what stands out to me when I look at that page right there, Joe Gibbs Racing and those 4 Toyotas, they came to play, at least as far as qualifying. It's just Joe Gibbs Racing, you see Team Penske, you see Stewart-Haas Racing saturated throughout this top 10.
Yeah, and then here in the top 10, a couple of drivers who have already won this year, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, but a lot of guys still searching for that first win. A rookie, Ty Gibbs, starting on the inside second row.
Yeah, take a look at this. We look at the next row. Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon right next to each other. Those guys know each other pretty well. Austin Cindric and Ryan Preece. Brad Keselowski starting all the way back on that 10th row, a 6-time winner at the track. He'll also be on the Xfinity Series race broadcast coming up a little bit later today right here on FS1. So here's the thing, right? We used to, as you just mentioned, always say it doesn't matter where you start. Doesn't matter where you run. You can win from anywhere on this racetrack. But I feel like it's really shifted because I've heard so many times this week track position. And that's something that we haven't really talked about a whole lot at Talladega.
Yeah, I went back and watched the entire race from a year ago, and I was amazed how important track position was. It's like there's just no separation in the field. We were 25 laps into that race. All 38 drivers that started the race were within 2 seconds of each other, 2 and 3 wide, 7 and 8 rows deep. Just know where you could go.
Yeah, I was in this race 1 year ago, and the last stage went completely green flag, Shannon, and so we had a green flag pit stop. It got spread out, and to your point, that track position is so important. I kept thinking, we're going to have a caution. We're going to have a caution, and guess what? The laps trickled down. We didn't have a caution. So if you lose that track position from a penalty or just not having a fast of a car, it's hard to get back up. And these next-gen cars, they don't sustain the runs like we used to with the older generation race cars, and so it takes a lot more time and patience and quality race cars working together to make your way back to the front.
It appeared to me if you were the last car in line, you were very susceptible to possibly even losing the draft. We've seen that a lot with this next-gen car.
Do you think that favors some of the younger guys who maybe don't have that mindset that some of the veterans have from racing at Talladega in the past?
Well, it may help them on the strategy a little bit because they're probably, I want to go, but those veterans, they always have the feel in their gut when something's fixing to happen. They know how aggressive to be, when to push, when not to. So my money's still on those veterans for the weekend.
It's important to know when something's fixing to happen. And the guys on this list right here, they sure know how to make it happen at Talladega. Brad Keselowski, I mentioned, 6-time winner. Eric Almirola. Now, all of these guys have one thing in common. They're riding winless streaks. Of course, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, their victories coming at Talladega most recently. Who on this list are you keeping your eyes on? I mean, listen, with Denny Hamlin starting up front, it's really hard not to mention the 11. So let's take him out. Give me somebody else.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Ryan Blaney. He finished second the last time we were at Talladega to chase Elliott back in the fall. He's the only repeat winner in the last 7 races, sitting on that 55-race winless streak. Always runs well at the Super Speedway. In fact, his last win was at the Super Speedway at Daytona back in August of 2021.
Yeah, I'm going to think about Kevin Harvick making his 800th start. And nothing says storyline like winning a race like that. And he's been so close to a couple of wins this year. Felt like he had a shot at Martinsville last week, but with the flat tire at the end, I feel like they've been up front. They've been in contention. You talk about veterans that know when to be aggressive, when not to. He's got a veteran on the pit box as well. And strategy keeping Kevin up front. So I think that 4 is going to be a threat.
If we had an hour show, I could make a case for every one of those guys.
No, you couldn't.
Every one of those guys.
Where are the notes? Where's Nick Rouse? I just love Rodney on the pit box because he's like, well, Kevin, you win some, you lose some. We're going to win this one, old buddy.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.